I will be doing my project on gendered children's clothing. I came across this topic while scrolling through Facebook, and I came about a video of a young 8-year-old girl who was shopping with her mom and started to criticize the clothing options available for kids her age. Here's a quick glimpse of that video.
Think outside the box. What does this mean? It means go on your adventures, let nothing stop you, go for your own dreams. And hey, what is that even supposed to mean?
I don't know, it would inspire you to say, hey.
Yeah. Like,
Don't you find that inspiring?
I don't find that inspiring. What part of hey is great? I don't get it.
So as you can see, this child was not too fond of the clothing options available for kids her age. After watching this video, it kind of made me think about my childhood and what I wore as a little girl. Mom kind of just dressed me in whatever, and as long as I was clothed, I was happy. Kid, I was involved in dance, softball. I loved to hike and bike and camp. But my outfits didn't really express those hobbies because you couldn't find clothes in the girls section that had softballs on them or showed that I liked hiking, because heaven forbid if a girl is adventurous. So I'm sure you're all wondering how this came to be, because it definitely wasn't always like this. So here's a little history lesson for you. In the 1800s, wearing something like this was actually considered gender neutral. In fact, boys were required to wear dresses until the age of 6 or 7, along with the girls. So most people could barely tell if your child was a boy or a girl. And if you didn't know, that was our very own president, Franklin Roosevelt. The colors pink and blue didn't arrive for newborns until the mid-19th century, but even then it took a while to grow in society. Pink blankets for girls and blue blankets for boys didn't really start until the 1940s. But gender-neutral clothing stuck around until 1985. Believe it or not, the main reason for such a split in gender clothing was so companies could sell more. So if a family were to have a baby girl first, they would buy everything to match her gender, and then if they were to have a boy, they would have to rebuy everything so it would match the boy. Soon, the pink teddy bear on a girl's outfit and the blue teddy bear on a boy's outfit turned into a pink teddy bear with sparkles that said cute and a blue teddy bear holding a football. The idea of girls being an object of beauty and boys being athletic and tough set off. Instead of seeing gender-neutral clothing like you did back in the 1800s, you now see things like this. The black onesie you see is intended for baby boys, and it says parental advisory, lock up your daughters. Lock up your daughters from a 2-week-old baby boy. Interesting. And then we go over to the other two shirts that say future trophy wife and future bride. So now all of a sudden the meaning to a little girl's life is to go get married to a man and be a trophy wife, which ties into other things we've talked about in class, like body image, which is a totally different subject, and something that shouldn't even be associated to little girls who can't even talk yet and express their feelings. Here are a few more examples of clothing options available for today's youth. These shirts are implying that only boys can be smart, and if a girl is smart, then she can't be pretty. And here, these shirts are implying that boys have to be tough, which is setting certain standards for them, but at the same time not allowing girls to live up to the same standards as boys. So really, it's a lose-lose situation. I think the problem with today's society is that many parents aren't really open-minded, so they throw all these ideas into their kids' head that could have otherwise been looked at differently. And wearing clothes that say tough like daddy and pretty like mommy does not help the situation. Obviously, people are going to have different parenting styles, but I just think it's important that kids are raised to understand the meaning of equality, and that boys are known better than girls, and boys are no tougher than girls, and girls can be just as tough as boys and play the same sports, and guys can like shopping. Although the examples I showed you were only off the internet, I actually went to the local Shopko here in Eau Claire to show you that it's a real problem, and I took along some of my friends and had a little interview with them, so here's how that went. Okay, Heather, what do you see wrong with the clothing options available today?
I see that a lot of the men's clothing have a lot of more, it's all sports and asking them to be like tough and like play hard, whereas the girls are more like shop and like be cute, and so it's just very like one-sided. Like it's not telling girls that they can go like play sports and like have fun, and it's saying that they should go do like woman things like shop, whereas like men can play sports and men can be like active and manly, and girls aren't allowed to do that.
Liv, what do you think
I
about
agree
it?
with Heather. So the boy shirt says built for power, and then the girl shirt says you're beautiful and sweet. So it's pretty much saying that girls can only be beautiful and sweet, and that that's how they should be. And like the boys are like supposed to be, like Heather said, like into sports and like just like powerful and like not as like sweet and stuff as girls are made out to be.
And Bree, what do you think about yours?
Well, this one says, don't make me angry, and that goes along with being sweet and being more powerful. Like, the guys should be more powerful, and they can't. I don't know. They have to be angry. And then the girl says, hey, you smile, so it's just kind of being more sweeter and more girly and nicer and sparkly and pink.
So, Liv, do you plan on having kids when you're older?
Yes, I do.
And how do you think these clothing options available will affect them?
I feel like they will still be here when I have kids, and it'll still be like the gendered, like men need to wear like more boyish clothes and the girl are like sparkly and like pink and stuff. But I feel like I will let my kids like pick whatever type of clothes that they want to have and whatever they want to wear, and I won't force them to wear like the gendered clothes that's for their gender.
Okay. Heather, do you plan on having kids?
Yes, and I agree with what Liv had said. I think that in the future there'll be, I think that if we like advocate towards change, there will become more options for girls to have clothes that are like strong, kind of like the guys say the girls can do whatever they want, as well as like guys. But yeah, if my kids want to wear something, I'm gonna let them wear whatever they want.
So, as you can see, I'm not the only one who views this topic as a problem. And I'm sure you're wondering, well, how the heck are we supposed to change this? There have actually been quite a few parents who have noticed this problem and want their kids to be able to express themselves beyond the binary gender roles, so they've created their own clothing lines. As you notice, most of these parents had little girls who had issues with wanting to show that they're fearless and that they love math and they love sports and they love the outdoors. So the parents created clothing that express those feelings and include things on them like rockets and sports and words like fearless. The only problem with these clothing lines is that they aren't as affordable as clothes that you can find at Shopko and Walmart, so they aren't available to everyone who may want to wear them. A shirt that had a rocket ship on it that would be found in the clothing section at Shopko would only be $10 for the boys, but then if a girl would want it from these specialized clothing lines, it would be $20. So it's definitely going to take more than just a few parents to make this change into well-known department stores. But in the past few years, so much has been changing with the typical boy-girl gender roles, and people are becoming way more open to expressing who they really are. Since a child doesn't start figuring out who they actually are as a person until the age of 6 or 7, having gender neutral clothing is a great way to allow them to not have to worry about who they are. They have so much growing up to do, so much experiences to go through, that figuring themselves out will come at a later time. But until they get to that point in their life, parents need to just let their kids express themselves for who they are, no matter their gender. It'll save the kids who may be confused about their gender or sexuality hurt and discomfort when they're older. Because if they didn't have the opportunity to express themselves as a child, they may be afraid to come out to who they actually are now.